Hannah Sweetwater, why are you napping so early? Get up and help me deliver these. I waved my tiny hand right in front of her face, trying to tell her I was right there, but my hand passed straight through hers, and that's when I realized I was already gone. Mom suddenly remembered I was still at the grave, but instead of rushing to get me, she stormed out, slamming the door and grumbling about what a burden I was. She went next door to Mrs. Peterson's house, who looked surprised to see her alone. Where's Hannah? You really don't have to bring us gingerbread every year. It's too much. Mom frowned, like she didn't even want to say my name. That girl misbehaved. I left her kneeling at her brother's grave to punish her. Mrs. Peterson looked horrified. She's just a child. How can you talk about her like that? It's 10 below zero out there. She'll freeze. Mom snapped back that kneeling there was an easy punishment, that she'd survived far worse cold as a kid, then stormed off. Mrs. Peterson grabbed a warm coat and rushed up the hill to the grave. But I was already gone. She wouldn't find me alive. Mom kept delivering gingerbread until a disheveled woman from the next village ran at her and splashed paint all over her coat, screaming I'd led her son on until he drank poison and died on Christmas. Mom's face turned bright red with rage, screaming I'd killed my own brother and ruined another poor family, that she'd rather have raised a dog than me. As villagers whispered I was a troublemaker, that I must have led that poor boy on, that our family should leave the village. I sobbed, trying to tell everyone the boy's father beat him daily, that the same man who hurt me had hurt him too, that we were just two scared kids comforting each other. But no one heard a word I said. The next morning, Mom banged on my bedroom door, yelling I was a selfish brat for locking myself in, that I didn't deserve to eat that day, that I might as well die in there if I was going to be stubborn. I crouched beside her while she ate, remembering how cold the cemetery ground was, how my knees swelled from kneeling, how I ached for her to kiss my scrapes better like when I was tiny. She called Dad, yelling marrying him and having me was her life's worst mistake, then dragged my old birthday gifts to the fire pit to burn, my drawings, my holiday sweaters, my favorite Barbie doll. I quietly reached for the doll, listening as Mom spoke softly to my brother, saying she wished he'd lived instead of me, when loud knocks rang out. It was Mrs. Peterson with two police officers, who slowly handed Mom an official document. I'd died of hypothermia at the cemetery, and they needed to ask her questions about what happened.